Hey everyone, it's Magdalena and we're back with another video. Today we're going to be doing Lady, this lovely King Charles Cavalier. And today she's going to be getting a bath, blow dry, nail clipping, ear cleaning, and her mom's requested a haircut today. So we're going to walk you through that and how we do haircuts on a breed like this here at Gina's Dirty Dog Salon. And it'll be wicked fun, right? Right? No. Good girl. Alright, so let me get a leash. Come on, baby, let's go. Come on. Good girl. Good job. Good job, mamas. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on, Lenny.
No.
Okay, I'll pick you up. I'll pick you up. Hi. Oh my gosh. Good girl. Put some cotton balls in there. Good girl. Good job, mamas. Why do you look so horrified, That's how you look? Is this your regular look? Girl. Now when I'm putting cotton pads in the ears, I'm looking out for anything that may be a sign of ear infection or potential health issues, some matting, stuff like that. Ready? And this water is cold. With this is called Why Bitch, and this shampoo actually has sugar in it to make the coat heavier, and we're gonna go with a color enhancer. So, dogs like this that have a lot of ear hair tend to have a lot of buildup on the inside of their ears, so it's kind of greasy. So I'm just putting some hypoallergenic shampoo just right around. I'm not going to put it in the ear canal, guys. So I put my thumb right at her ear canal, so I'm just going to block it and just gently and then rub it in. And now keep in mind there is a cotton pad in there. So if anything does get in there, it is blocked by the cotton pad for the most part. And when dogs shake, debris does tend to come out of their ears. And that will also help us out with if anything does get in there. Can I see the other side, sweetie? Again, cotton pad, thumb over the ear hole. Just put a little bit of that. Just rub it in so we don't have greasy ears by the end of this. Good girl, lady. Good job, mama. Good job. Okay, let's get rid of this soap.
Woo!
Good job. I think a product that I'm going to use on her today is this Drop Coat Control Leave-In Keratin Spray. And this will kind of help me with calming down her hair. So I'm going to be using this towel to help me catch the water because it'll help me dry her faster. It's just a little bit more effective if you catch the water rather than it spraying everywhere. And when I'm blow drying her, I'm going to be blow drying her back, so the blow dryer is pushing the top hair back instead of blow drying it in the opposite direction where her hair will start to stand up and then work against me and make the end result harder to achieve. want paw? You want paw? Paw. You know, down. Lay. Lay. Sit. 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 Lady, sit. Down. No, you don't know? No, they don't know. Okay. Okay, so we are done with the blow drying portion, and Lady did great, even though you were kind of stubborn, but it's okay, right? So now we are going into the grooming part of her grooming, or the haircut part of her grooming. And we're going to be first going in with the brushes and kind of taming her coat because she looks kind of crazy right now. We got a lot of, can we turn? We got a lot of sticky outies over here that entangles and knots that we just need to kind of get out, and some that I saw while we were blow drying. There's some in her neck, behind her ears, and kind of in just like random places. So that's what we're gonna be taking care of first. I am gonna go in with my slicker brush and my comb. These are featured in my brushing lesson video with Fergus the Labradoodle. And then since she's a King Charles Cavalier and she does have undercoat, to kind of help tame this top coat here and to kind of help it lay it down flat, we're going to be going in with these Undercoat Rakes to help us do that. And yeah, we'll get started. And it may look like I'm being rough, but she's fine. And she'd tell me if I was pulling on something too hard. And the reason why I'm doing multiple strokes, multiple short strokes instead of one long one, is because if you do one long one and there are tangles in there, it'll pull on the tangle. So you kind of want to tease them out instead of just yanking them out, because then if you yank it, someone's not going to be happy. Right, lady? Yeah. This is not what I had planned for a Sunday afternoon. So this knot here isn't tight to the skin, it's kind of just at the end. All this is not matted, it's just this little piece. So I'm going to try to brush it out just by holding the end so it's not pulling on her skin and working my brush in there. See, now it's there. Right there. Girl. Good job, honey. Got a couple more in here too. So this is a little bit more than that other knot I literally just took care of. So I'm gonna spray some detangling spray, extra detangling spray. Ultra detangling real quick. Can you pick it up? Good girl. I believe that is out now. Yep. And then there's just some more matting in through here. She does wear a harness, which is the culprit for some of the matting that's going on in her chest. She's got thick ears, girl. Cavalier King Charles, I think hands down have the thickest ears out of all the breeds, which is why it took so long for us to dry her. I remember when I first started bathing, I was like, do I have to dry this all the way? Or do I have to do this like this? And yeah, yes you do. Yes you do. Can't be sending out wet dogs. Because then that can cause Magdalena a yeast infection. Nobody likes yeast infections. Good girl. Grandmama's good job, lady. I know. It's hard being this beautiful, huh? It's hard being this gorgeous. Good job. Okay, secure her in. Alright, and I'm going to get rid of those mats under her armpits or in her armpits, because that as well is a very sensitive area. And this is my Bravura. It's beat up because I just love it to death. And it's a 5-setting blade, and I just kind of go by the number of clicks. So this is a 40, click 2 is a 30, click 3 is a 15, 9, a 10, and then 9. So we're gonna do the second to last click, which is a 10. Okay. And so I'm just gonna pick up her leg by the elbow and just move the hair out of the way that I don't want to shave. And there's a little, I guess, crevice in here that is the armpit. I'm just gonna lightly shave it. I don't have to go down to the skin on this side, but it's just good to kind of skim this area, because if I don't, it will end up getting matted when she comes back. Onto the other side from this. And I just kind of like to feel, yeah, I could feel the tangles in here, right in there. And you want to go in with a light touch on the armpit because it is easy to cut. I've definitely done that as well when I first started, and it sucks. So yeah, we just got these tiny mats out, save her the suffering later. And now, alright, so now we're gonna just go into brushing her back coat. Like I mentioned, we're gonna be using these two tools. I'm gonna go in with the wider one first, and then come in with this smaller one to tame her back coat. To get some of this undercoat out too. She might not need this done. You don't want to, the big thing with this tool is that any tool for that matter can brush burn a dog. So you definitely want to be careful of the thinner parts on a dog, like right here. When you brush with this, you can feel how thin it is and you can feel the skin. You don't want to brush in this particular area, and it doesn't need it anyway because it's laying pretty flat. We're going to more focus here and on her neck. And you want to go in with a light touch, guys. It's not, you don't want to, you know, make marks on her. So just want to go in lightly. She actually doesn't have a lot of undercoat, surprisingly. Good girl. Good job, honey. Your tool will do the job for you, so there is no need to be so aggressive with a tool. I'm just kind of jumping around here because she actually really doesn't need this. I must have done it last time she was here, which wasn't that long ago, and that probably helped her out a lot. You want to hold the skin taut. I'm not scruffing her to be mean. I'm holding her skin taut so that the tool doesn't snag on her rolls. Girl. Something I've been hearing a lot lately from people and just people on the internet, in person, customers, they're asking about hypoallergenic breeds. There's no such thing as a hypoallergenic breed, you guys, because dogs shed skin and hair just like we do, and they smell. They start to stink just like we do, stay mama. And their feet stink, their ears stink, their mouth and their teeth need brushing. So there's no such thing as a hypoallergenic dog. When you think of hypoallergenic, you think no scent, no extra additives, nothing. Dogs do everything a human does. They smell, stink, shed. So if you're looking for a hypoallergenic dog because someone is highly allergic to dogs, it may not be a good idea. You can, though, keep the shedding and skin flakiness to a minimum, depending on their health, the breed, their history as far as, the dad's genetics and the mom's genetics. But there is no such thing as a hypoallergenic dog, unfortunately. So if you are extremely allergic to dogs or cats, don't get one. Or if you don't want shedding to be happening around your house, get a dog with hair and not fur. This dog has a combination coat, so she does shed, but she technically has hair. Good girl. Good job. So that's as much of that as I'm gonna do. And now I'm gonna go in with this tool a little bit just to kind of calm down here and kind of up here a little bit. And this is a hand stripping tool, but I like to use it on dogs like terriers and dogs like this just to kind of calm down these areas. And it is a blade, it is sharp. There is a blade kind of in here, like this. And the way you want to use this, you don't want to use it this way. You want to use it like this, so it's not scratching the skin. You feel me? Yep. I'm just gonna hold her skin taut. Let me turn this way then. Good girl. Just gonna hold her. Hi. Yes, I know. It sucks being here today. It does. We're taking good care of you. Come on. Okay, sit. Good girl, mama. So, just gonna go in very lightly. Just kind of, see? Now it's kind of laying a little bit flatter. And you want to be careful with this. Don't go too crazy, and you want to check on the hair every now and then, because you can take too much off. It is cutting the hair, so you want to be careful about it. Make sure you're not making her go bald in that one spot. So let's say you're short on time and you can't do all the blow drying that I did, and you have to put her in a kennel or a cage dryer or on the floor with the dryers, and her hair looks crazy and it's everywhere. Like, see how it's laying flat because I blow dried it that way, and her hair also naturally lays flat like this. But let's say you didn't have time and the hair is like all over the place, it looks crazy. What you can do is get a bottle of water, or a spray bottle filled with water, and you can spray her on her back coat and dry it for a little bit that way too. And it'll take you seconds to fix. Won't be perfect, but it'll take you seconds. Good girl, Mama. Okay. Very curious. Girl. I am sniffling because I am a tad bit cold. Girl, so peewee. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Alright, so that's pretty good, I think. I think she looks nice like that. It's really up to you and the pet parent on how much you want to do this and what their expectations are, and you know, so really up to you here. Just until you think it looks nice. Okay, looks really pretty. Good girl. Alright, so now we're gonna go in with her pads. I haven't done the nails yet. I've been doing this thing now where I do the pads first and then the nails last, because a lot of dogs don't enjoy the nails. So I kind of want to, you know, build a little bit of a bond here before going to the nails, because I used to do the nails at the very beginning instead of putting it off. So, okay, I'm going in with a 30 here. I'm gonna see. And her mom likes her feet naturally messy, so we're gonna avoid shaving the outer rim here. We can skim it, but we want to avoid taking off too much hair. Oh, it's okay, honey. Good girl. You don't want to be too rough, because I feel like dogs like this and Cocker Spaniels, they can get pretty sensitive about their pads. It's okay, honey. Good girl. Okay, stand up, 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 up. And I like doing this pad from where I'm standing instead of going around, is because my arm that's underneath her supports her and kind of makes her stand up, so we're not fighting for her to stand, because she, you know, as you've noticed, likes to sit. So this just kind of supports her without me forcing her or making her feel weird. See? And I always ask for their foot when I'm picking it up instead of just grabbing it. Kind of just tap it to let them know I'm picking up their foot and that they're aware of what's happening, because your hairdresser doesn't just snatch your head around when she's trying to get you to turn your head. Just kind of lightly directs you. Girl, mamas. Good job. And since she's smaller, I can do this pad from over here instead of going around. I learned very quickly that the less times you have to go around the table, round and around, the more time you tend to save. girl, honey. And again, helping her stand by having my arm underneath her. Good job. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna do her Sandy. So down to a 10 again. I never do the sanitary in anything higher than a 10. We're gonna shave her vulva here, just very lightly. I don't like coming in from behind because then it's easily cut that way, and her mom will be able to see her vulva from behind, which isn't always a good look, but it'll keep her clean. If I do go behind, it's very, very lightly. Then I kind of just shave up to the belly button. Good girl. I'm gonna shave her butt. Now when you're shaving a dog's butt, I've seen people go straight across the butt. Please don't do that, or go straight up. The reason why you want to go in that square motion is so that you don't cut the anus, because that can happen, and it will happen if you're pressing too hard as well. So we're gonna go from the corners, or from the sides, very lightly, you guys. Now you can't see it, but when I was shaving her butt just then, I'm not going straight across like this. I'm kind of dipping. Just leave it on there for a little bit. With my toothbrush. Good girl, lady. Good job, Mama. Okay. Now we can do your nails. We can do your nails. And the same technique with picking up the feet as I did with the pads. Arms underneath, asking for the foot, just not to spook them. Good girl, honey. Good girl, mamas. Good girl, and usually I can tell when I'm down to the quick is you see a little black dot in the middle. Now compare it to this side, you don't see, it's white, and then now you have a little black dot here. And sometimes it can be pink depending on the breed, and not the breed, on the nail itself. And so this is now pink. So we're gonna leave it there. Girl. Got a little pink dot now. Good job, honey. Yep, so that's good. Some people like going from the sides and looking at where the pink meets the white. I don't like doing that because sometimes it can trick you. It's okay. Sometimes it can trick you, and if you actually cut down to where, or close to where the pink is, you can actually quick them that way. So I like to go from when the nail tells me that there's a dot in the middle, and that tells me when to stop, because you see how much white is left there, but this is telling me her quick is actually right there. Good girl. Put it down. All right. Pick it up again. Good girl. Make this quick because dogs don't really like this part. Good girl. Okay, little black dot, little black dot. She has a little dew claw here. Girl, actually looks pretty short already, so I'm just gonna trim it. Little, yeah. Go, mamas. Yeah, pink.
Okay, we're back.
Okay, so where we left off, cameraman had to change his battery. Okay, and we're still on this front foot. I know, it's sick of this. Good girl, I gotta see what I'm doing, sweetie. I don't want you to get hurt. And quicking nails does happen. It does. It is very easily done, even by the pros. It's kind of like at the nail salon, you know, you don't want your nail tech to get you, but sometimes she does, and she doesn't mean it. But if it happens every time with the same nail tech, maybe she needs some help. Those look good. Good job, Mama. And usually after I do the nails, I like to reward a dog or the dog that I'm working on with a treat because that is special. That's real special. Good job, honey. Good job. All right, so now on to the fun part, onto the hair cutting part. So the tools I'm going to be using today are going to be a couple different things. It's going to be these 3 shears right here. So I'm going to be using this one for her feet. You can take a nice look at it. It's different. Got different teeth on them, just to give it that messy look, because her mom does want her feet trimmed, but she still wants this messy Cavalier look that she's got going on. And then we're gonna go in with my chunkers to do her outline trim, which is basically just her featherings. We're not gonna cut into the coat up here or too far down, because then she'll, when you cut too far down into a coat like this, into a double coat especially, you can damage the coat, and it can either grow back a different color, discolored, it won't grow back at all, or over time when you keep shaving a dog like this or any double coated breed, it'll look like they have alopecia. Okay, so that's why we want to avoid shaving dogs like this, and this is why she comes in so often and gets her hair cut like this, so that we don't have to shave her down to the bone in the dead of winter, right? Okay. So I like to start off with the feet. Can you stand up, Mama? Good girl. And with these scissors, you definitely want to be careful, because scissoring around the pads is scary. So just definitely be mindful of how long your shear is, where it is at all times, to avoid cutting her pads. And you want to use a light touch, like I mentioned in my last video. You don't have to chomp down, because if you use a light touch and you hit something, it'll give you a chance to pull away. Instead of you munching down, you hit something, and that's just what it is, unfortunately. Okay, so just using my comb and just kind of making it all messy. There's no real technique to it. I still have struggles getting this messy feet look, so I just kind of go with it, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just messy. It's supposed to look natural, and it's just definitely be mindful of the toes. And again, I'm not chomping down too hard here. Sometimes I'll go from above and just kind of go in like that. I definitely had to get used to the idea of this, of bouncing around the foot to get this weird messy look. Okay, there it is, bam, messy. Short, but still messy. That's how her mom likes it. Okay, and again, don't cut these featherings. Just move them out of the way. Utilize those fingers. And again, messy, messy, messy. No rhyme or reason. I feel like a lot of groomers are trained to make it look even and smooth, and this is the exact opposite of what I was taught coming up as a groomer. No sticky outies, everything has to be structured in a way. This is not structured at all. It's just, good girl. Bam. Okay. Now if you want to compare her two front feet, see it's still messy, but this one is shorter, so it'll grab less leaves and kind of keep her cleaner. Moving on to the haircut part on her body. When we say outline trim, she's already pretty short, so I'm not going to have to do too much here, aside from evening up like this here. When we say outline trim, we mean like here, this feathering, under here, kind of literally the outline of the dog. We don't trim anything up here with our chunkers. Do the chest and kind of just make her look a little bit more even and put together. But not too much, because again, this is a breed that's supposed to have this messy look. So don't make yourself crazy with getting all the sticky outies. Just want to make sure her butt's clear so she don't get anything on there. Girl. And you want, when you're scissoring like this, you want to be careful of the ankle. Sorry. Now brush forward. Make sure. Again, she doesn't need much, so. And it's great to know the anatomy of these dogs, because when I mentioned this lump under her while I was bathing her, it's good that I know that this is here underneath so that I don't cut it. So I just put my hand over it so that I can avoid it. Go, Mama. Looking a little better. And sometimes I like to go in like this, depending on the dog. She could use a little bit of it here. It's kind of pick up the coat and just try and blend it to the best of your ability. She's not too thick, so I'm not going to do this too much, because if we take off too much hair, it's going to start to be kind of, it's going to start looking like flyaways, and they're not going to be heavy, and it'll lay flat. Good girl. honey. I know. I know, I know. For this front end, what's really key about this front leg is a lot of people will tend to cut the hair here. Again, she's got this messy thing going, so we don't want to trim this, and we don't want to trim too much under here because then her foot will look separated. We don't want this look. We want it to all kind of flow together. So we're just going to go straight down. Again, she doesn't need too much off because she's already pretty short. Now, so this is fine. I like how this looks. And the way I'm going about doing this is just based off of what I like and what I think will and will not get matted until the next time she comes back. So I do like how the length of this hair here, but this is kind of sticking out a little too low. So I'm just gonna blend it and make it come down as a straight-ish line. Now you see from the side, it's kind of nice and even. Okay. Good girl. On to the other side. Now when you're doing the other side, you definitely want to take note of what the other side looks like, because if she has a lot more hair on this side than she does on the other side. Like here is a lot fuller, and so is right here. It's also different because it looks like she had some matting here, because I definitely didn't go crazy here. So we're gonna have to let this grow and keep in mind of that straight down motion so that when she comes back, she'll have hair here in this area. I'm going to start from the back. I did notice her neck area was pretty matted when she came in today, so I'm just gonna clean that up too. And when you're doing areas like this, you want to feel for that chest bone just so you don't cut it, and you know, their neck. Just always be aware of your surroundings when you're cutting. Stay. This is a pet groom, y'all. This is not a show groom. This is purely just to help her from getting matted and keep her looking beautiful. Good girl. Good job, honey. All right, and now, oh yes, this part. So I'm gonna go inside of her ears with a 9 because Cavaliers, you know, have a lot of hair here, and when they do have buildup and ear infections, it can get pretty gross. So we're just gonna shave the insides of the ears, like just right near the ear canal. I'm gonna go in with a 10, and every dog has this. Every single dog, unless they've got cropped ears, they have it. There is a fold right here, and this fold is, come on, get on the table, is easily cut if you're not going in a direction, if you're not going in the right direction. So you want to be careful of this little fold here, because if you come this way, whatever can get in between these teeth will get cut. So you always want to go with the growth of the hair. Nice and clean. Also helps with matting. Good job. So I'm gonna trim her ears a little bit because I don't want them to get matted. I'm just gonna go in with my curved shears, and then we're gonna even them up. So I just brush everything down. Also make sure you know where the ear ends, which is right here. So just grab it, we're gonna comb through it just for good measure, and just cut how much ever you want to cut off. These are my backup curved shears, so these ones aren't as fabulous as my original ones. Okay, so I like that length. Does that seem okay to you? Maybe a little bit more. Okay, and I'm gonna come back and clean that up in a minute. I like to do this because if the comb doesn't go through, you guys, there's an ear leather under there. So there's an ear under there if your comb does not go through. Right now, we're gonna clean it up a little bit. It's even for the most part, so I'm gonna go get my chunkers. So when I'm doing ear cleaning, I just use a cotton pad and some ear cleaner on it. I never ever flush the ears. I don't know why they teach people to flush ears. I think that's something only meant for a vet to do, because that is extremely invasive, and I feel like ears are such a sensitive thing, and we're already being so invasive with their ears. I think flushing the ears just should not be a thing for us. I am against it. So open up the ear canal, see what's going on in there, and it looks okay. It looks decent. It's not, you know, super duper healthy, but you know, just gonna see what I'm working with in here. I think the fact that she has some staining in there makes it look like it's not as healthy, but we're not getting anything out, which is a good sign. And it doesn't stink as far as I am concerned or can tell. And yeah, no, that was a good ear. Compad's nice and clean. Good job, lady. Yeah, that was good. Alright, and we're done, honey. I'm finished. Come on, let's go.